Hi everyone, I am Narayana Goruntla, working as Associate Professor in Department of Pharmacy Practice from Raghavendra Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research. Today, I am going to discuss about hospital pharmacy topic present in Pharmacy Practice subject in B.Pharm 7th semester. Coming to the topic, after completion of this topic, students can able to define what is hospital pharmacy and they can able to describe organizational structure of the hospital pharmacy, followed by they can understand the where exactly hospital pharmacy will be located in hospital premises and what is the layout and what are the requirements, staff requirements, equipment requirements, material requirements for running of the pharmacy, followed by they can able to learn what are the major responsibilities and functions of the hospital pharmacist, and finally after completion of this section even they can understand the what are the major functions of the hospital pharmacy. Right, coming to hospital pharmacy or pharmacy, generally pharmacy can be classified into three types. One is community pharmacy, and second one is hospital pharmacy, and third one is clinical pharmacy. Coming to the community pharmacy, where the pharmacy will be located in community settings, where the pharmacist is going to provide medicines to the public in the community basis. Okay, all the public they can directly contact with the community pharmacist and they can get the medicines. Okay, like that he is going to serve the people by providing the medicines, quality medicines. Whereas coming to the clinical pharmacist, here the pharmacist is going to work along with the other healthcare professionals in providing safe, effective medicine for the patient who was admitted in the hospital. Okay, and coming to the hospital pharmacy, what's today's discussion? Okay, coming to the exact definition for the hospital pharmacy, it is a healthcare service, or it is a department, or it is a one of the unit which is present in the hospital, supervised by the qualified pharmacist, and the hospital pharmacy is responsible for the procurement, storage, compounding, packaging, labeling, dispensing and distribution of both drugs and as well as medical devices. Majority of the time we are going to think that hospital pharmacy or pharmacy means it is going to deal with drugs, but it is not like that. Along with the drugs, hospital pharmacy is also responsible for the provision of providing medical devices, surgical devices and whatever the requirements which are required for the hospital to run hospital for providing any type of medical care. Okay, this is the exact definition for the hospital pharmacy. Along with that, hospital pharmacist, the pharmacist who is working in the hospital pharmacy, he is also responsible for providing information about drugs, medical devices, surgical devices, equipments. All this information he has to be in the position to provide the information to patient or healthcare professionals. He is responsible for the providing unbiased drug information for the patient as well as healthcare worker to promote appropriate use of the drugs in hospital. Okay, this is the overall definition for the hospital pharmacy. Once again I will repeat, Hospital pharmacy is a healthcare service or department or unit which is going to present in the hospital, supervised and monitored by the qualified pharmacist, and it is responsible for the procurement, storage, compounding, packaging, labeling, dispensing and distribution of drugs as well as medical devices. Along with that, hospital pharmacist is also responsible to provide unbiased drug information to patient and as well as healthcare professionals to promote the appropriate utilization of the drugs in the hospital. And coming to the organizational structure of the hospital pharmacy, like as we know that in any hospital the prime person will be the director. Under the director supervision, all other departments are going to be worked, like nursing services or pharmacy services or dietary services or medical services or surgical services. Okay, all services will be under the control of director or medical superintendent. Okay, similarly in organization structure of the hospital pharmacy also, the primary person who is going to control the functions of the all departments will be director or medical superintendent. Okay, depending upon type of hospital, the name is going to be different. Under director supervision, there will be head of the pharmaceutical services is going to present. We can call head or superintendent of pharmaceutical services or director of pharmaceutical services. He is going to be head for the all types of pharmaceutical services which are going to be functioned in the hospital. Under him, generally the head, whoever is going to be their head or director for pharmaceutical services, he is going to be qualified with master in pharmacy. Majority of the cases we are going to take M.Pharm qualified person as a director or head for the pharmaceutical services. In some cases even we can prefer B.Pharm bachelor in pharmacy also, but most of the cases we will take on M.Pharm only. Okay, under him one chief pharmacist will be there, where he is going to look upon all the functions whether they are running smoothly in the hospital or not. For chief pharmacist also M.Pharm qualification is required. Even we can prefer bachelor in pharmacy also, but the pharmacist should have a minimum of 3 years experience in any hospital in dispensing area and major pharmaceutical services he can able to provide. In such a case, even we can take B pharmacy person also to act as a chief pharmacist. Sometimes this head for pharmaceutical services and chief pharmacist, sometimes it may be combined also. There will be no separate. Okay, and under the chief pharmacist, all types of functions are going to be under control. Again, under him there will be one more qualified pharmacist in each section, like pharmacist for dispensing services and as well as pharmacist for storage of pharmaceutical products and pharmacist for drug distribution and pharmacist who is responsible for quality control and pharmacist who is going to work as a clinical pharmacist to provide service in inpatient department and assistant pharmacist. Okay, generally the pharmacist, like it again depends upon the type of hospital and how many beds are there in that hospital. Depending upon that, we are going to segregate the function into different units: pharmacist for dispensing, pharmacist for storage of pharmaceuticals, pharmacist for drug distribution. Again, it is going to depend upon the type of hospital and number of beds and bed capacity, bed filling rate. All these things we need to consider to segregate all the functions in the pharmacies. Okay, generally, in this level, the pharmacist will be having a qualification of either diploma or bachelor in pharmacy. Okay, under these pharmacists, trainee pharmacists, and non-pharmaceutical persons may also work under these persons. Okay, this is the complete organization structure for the hospital pharmacy. Like similar to all other departments, it is also one of the department where the structure is going to be like this. And coming to the location, layout and staff requirements for hospital pharmacy, let us come to the location. Where should hospital pharmacies should be located in the hospital? Whether it is near to the gate, immediately after entrance? No. Whether it has to be located near to the emergency room? No. Whether it has to be near to the ICU department? No. It is not correct location. Where exactly the hospital pharmacy should be located? Means the location should be nearer to the all the departments. That is very, very important. Nearer to the all the department. Okay, the location should be like that. Most of the cases we are going to prefer location should be either in ground floor or in the first floor, where the pharmacist can connect with all heads of the departments in the hospital. Like it should be nearer to the laboratory, where there will be immediate requirements of diagnostic tools, kits, or some equipments will be required, some reagents will be required. It has to be access to the laboratory, as well as the pharmacy department should be nearer to the emergency room, and as well as it has to be nearer to the all sections, dispensing unit, nearer to the OP, nearer to the IP. Like that, the pharmacy should not be it should not be far from the hospital services. It should be a center where it can connect all the departments and provide the pharmaceutical services. You can observe that in the second picture, like where it is connecting with the laboratory and all the department heads. Like that, hospital pharmacy should be nearer to the all departments in the hospital. That is very, very important requirement. Okay, that is the location. Coming to layout, this is one of the simple layout for the hospital pharmacy, where it is having unit for dispensing section, and as well as one compartment for the administrative section. In administrative section, the head of the hospital pharmacy or the director for the pharmaceutical care services, he will be present. He will supervise the all pharmaceutical services, whether they are running smoothly or not. In dispensing section, you can observe some counters are there, where the patient will come and take the medicines by providing their prescription. Here the pharmacist is responsible to dispense the medication as per the prescription order. Even you can observe the open space is there, where the patient will come and take the medications. Okay, behind the dispensing section, we are having some other units also, like aseptic section, which is responsible for the manufacturing of either parenterals or liquid formulations. And even we are having manufacturing section. Okay, for certain products there will be we need to go for the compounding. Okay, nowadays it is not there. Majority of the medications are available in ready-made formulations, but even the compounding of prescription still running in some countries. Okay, those preparations we are going to call as the extemporaneous preparations. Okay, where we need to manufacture and we need to dispense the drug. Okay, if we don't have any sufficient space in the dispensing section, we will go for the manufacturing section and we will manufacture the product. And even you can observe the compartment for the raw material, store, finished products. Okay, all these are important compartments which are going to present in the hospital pharmacy. This is one of the simplest model which is available in the textbook. I had made this as a scanned copy of the hospital pharmacy textbook which is available, and this is the one of the simple, like administrative section, dispensing section, aseptic section, manufacturing section, raw material, storage and finished products. And the next requirement is floor space requirement. How much space is required for the hospital pharmacy? Again, it depends upon what type of functions we are performing in our hospital pharmacy, as well as what is the bed strength of the hospital. These two parameters will decide how much floor space is required for the hospital pharmacy. Coming to the first function, compounding and dispensing. Like if hospital pharmacy is only dealing with compounding and dispensing, then if the hospital bed strength is 50 beds, it requires 205 square feet. If the hospital having 100 beds, 320 square feet are required. If the bed strength is 200, then 495 square feet are required. Like that, depending upon the function and bed strength, okay, in this table it is clearly described about how many square feet are required, space is required for the establishment of the hospital pharmacy. You can observe, like if the hospital is having 200 bed and it is having a functions of compounding and dispensing, parenteral solution lab, store room, manufacturing lab, office and library, and space for the circulation, all these things if we are going to combine for that hospital, the hospital pharmacy spatial requirement is 1180 square feet. Similarly, if the hospital is having 50 beds and only it is dealing with compounding and dispensing, it requires only 205 square feet for the pharmacy in the hospital pharmacy in the hospital premises. This is the way, these are the requirements for the running of hospital pharmacy, special requirements, right? And coming to staff requirements, as earlier we seen in organization structure, who are the personals required for the running of hospital pharmacy. One is, as we said, that director for pharmaceutical services or head of the pharmacy. Okay, most of the cases he will be qualified pharmacist, and majority of the cases we are going to select M.Pharm pharmacy. And whereas the second one is assistant director of pharmacy, he may be either M.Pharm qualified or B.Pharm with experience also we can prefer. In majority of the cases, sometimes these two functions are going to be performed by one person only. And staff pharmacists means, we had discussed that per each function like dispensing, storage, distribution of the drug. For each function we require one pharmacist. Most of the cases he will be either diploma or bachelor in pharmacy. Residents means who are undergoing training. After completion of diploma there will be 3 months training will be there, okay, who are going to be trained under qualified pharmacist in dispensing and compounding of the drugs. And the last one is personals trained in non-professional work. Okay, pharmacy means only it is run by pharmacy professionals? No, it is not like that. Even we require some non-professionals also, non-pharmacy professionals also, like billing and moving of the pharmaceutical products from one area to another area, like that. Even non-professionals are also required. Okay, like these are the various staff who are going to work in hospital pharmacy. Right, coming to the facilities, what are the facilities are required to run the pharmacy? Like as we know that staff requirements, and coming to the facilities, certain equipments are required when we are going to run hospital pharmacy. The equipments may be helpful for either manufacturing or compounding or dispensing. Okay, whatever it may be, equipments are going to be required to run the hospital pharmacy. Even sometimes there will be a requirement certain supplies for administration of the department, like computer and stationery and printer, okay, to generate the bill, like that. Some supplies are required to administration purpose. Okay, they will be also one of the facilities required for running of the hospital pharmacy. And one more important is, if the hospital is teaching hospital, okay, even there will be a requirement of library also, library which is going to be equipped with all types of standard books for references. For reference, the library is required. Generally this library has to be maintained by the drug information pharmacist. In some of the hospital it will be maintained by the drug information pharmacist, where it will be having all types of official books and journals. Coming to the official books which will be maintained in the library are National Formulary, USP, United States of Pharmacopoeia, American Hospital Formulary Service, Journal of American Pharmaceutical Association, International Pharmaceutical Abstracts. Okay, these are the some of the official books which need to be maintained in the library. And the library should contain other publications which are related to recent advances in the pharmaceutical services. Okay, sometimes some of the hospitals are going to maintain certain databases also, which is very important to provide instant information, instant quality information for the healthcare providers, like Lexicamp, clinicalpharmacology.com, Micromedics, Iowa. These are some of the softwares which can be used to provide drug information service. Okay, for your reference, I had mentioned some equipments which will be used, especially if the pharmacy is providing inpatient services, like fixed equipment, movable equipment. Fixed equipment like cabins, prescription counters, dump waiters, and movable equipments like cabins, carts, refrigerators, where we need to store the certain medicines we need to store in cool temperature, and typewriters also. These are some of the equipments I had given which are helpful for the running or administration of hospital pharmacy. Okay, right, let us move to know the what are the functions of hospital pharmacist. Coming to the functions of hospital pharmacist, let us see one by one. The first one is providing specifications for the purchase of drugs and as well as inventory control. Means the hospital pharmacist is responsible to provide what are all the requirements, what type of drugs we need to purchase, from which company, from which agency we need to purchase those drugs. He should be capable to provide all this information whenever purchasing committee will go for the purchasing of the drugs. It is very important. And even he is responsible to maintain the inventory control over the pharmaceutical products. Means there should not be shortage of drugs, and even there should not be over purchase of the drugs. It has to be maintained in balanced state. Like that, he has to responsible for the maintaining pharmaceutical products or drugs to meet the requirements of the patients and healthcare staff. The second function is hospital pharmacist is also responsible for storage, appropriate storage of the drugs. Storage is very, very important. If we are not going to store in appropriate condition, the medicament will undergo deterioration. Like some drugs are going to be light sensitive, which should not be exposed to the sunlight. Iodine products, these iodine products are not going to be exposed to the sunlight. And some medication need to be stored in ambered color bottles. And if we are going to see vaccines and sera, toxins, all these products we need to store in cool temperature in refrigerator. Like that, appropriate storage is very, very important for drugs to prevent deterioration. And even pharmacist is also responsible for manufacturing and distribution of non-parenteral products. Non-parenteral in the sense here tablets, capsules, ointments, suspensions, etc., etc. He is responsible. Okay, when he is working in the hospital pharmacy, the pharmacist is responsible to distribute all the drugs to all the departments, to all the inpatient units based upon their requirements. Medical inpatient and surgical IP and obstetric IP, depending upon the requirement, we need to distribute non-parenteral products. Even the hospital pharmacist is also responsible for the manufacturing and distribution of parenteral products, like small volume parenterals, large volume parenterals. If there is a sterile unit, and if the hospital policy is to manufacture the parenteral products, then he should know the how to prepare and how to distribute, how to store all parenteral products. It is very, very important. Okay, not only that, even the pharmacist is also responsible to distribution of medical supplies. Medical supplies means it is not like non-parenterals and parenteral product. Sometimes there will be a requirement of surgical supplies, and there will be requirement of certain equipments which are going to be utilized in the laboratory. Even the hospital pharmacist is responsible to purchase those medical supplies and distribute those medical supplies as per the requirement of each and other department. And even hospital pharmacist is also responsible for the dispensing of the drugs as per physician prescription, right? And the next function is distribution of the drugs. Okay, I hope you may know that different types of distribution of the drugs which will be happen in the hospital, like inpatient drug distribution, outpatient drug distribution, floor stock drug distribution, unit dose drug distribution, like that. Okay, as a pharmacist, okay, he is responsible for that distribute drugs as per the need of each and every department. Okay, right. Pharmacist is also responsible for the counseling. He should be in the position to provide patient counseling, especially where there will be more risk of medication non-adherence. If we are going to take chronic disorders like hypertension, diabetes, asthma, COPD, okay, as a pharmacist, he is responsible to provide counseling services about the disease, about the drugs, about the lifestyle, all these things. He need to counsel the patient to improve the outcomes of the patient. As a pharmacist, hospital pharmacist is also responsible for to screening of drug interactions, adverse drug reactions, and to monitor the effectiveness of the drugs which were dispensed to the patient. And another function is pharmacist is also responsible to provide unbiased drug and poison information for both the patient and as well as healthcare professions. Sometimes the physician may require the dosage or what are the possible drug interactions of this drug. You can take for example gentamicin. Okay, what are the possible adverse effects of the gentamicin? He want to know. Okay, at that time the pharmacist should be in the position to provide unbiased drug information. And even the pharmacist is also responsible for education, training, and research activities. And one more function is pharmacist is also responsible for the discarding of any expired or unlabeled medications. Okay, he should monitor such type of medication. Based upon that, he need to plan to control over that. He need to plan like that. And even the pharmacist is also responsible to maintain all the records and reports for the dispensed medications. Okay, like there will be certain conditions will be there where we need to document the prescriptions. Like if we are going to dispense any narcotic medication, we need to document that prescription. Even filling of that prescriptions also we need to document. Okay, so that pharmacist is responsible to maintain the records and reports of all the medications whatever he is going to maintain. And even the pharmacist is responsible for the framing and developing therapeutic guidelines which are going to be run in the hospital. And even the pharmacist is going to be involved in the research activities, as earlier we said. Not only that, he is also responsible to encourage universal guidelines for the infection control in the hospital. Okay, nowadays it is one of the big tasks, like hospital acquired infections or nosocomial infections are increasing day to day, so that pharmacist is also one of the healthcare staff where he is going to be responsible to promote guidelines for infection control in the hospital. And the last function of hospital pharmacist is he is going to be a member in pharmacy and therapeutic committee, in institutional review board, and in infection control committee, and in purchasing committee. Okay, he is going to be a member in all these departments or in all these committees where he is going to assist functioning of all these committees. He is also responsible to promote function of all these committees. Whereas we know that in pharmacy and therapeutic committee, hospital pharmacist is going to work as a secretary for PTC, right? And the last section in this topic is functions of the hospital pharmacy. As we discussed that all the functions of the hospital pharmacist also will come under the hospital pharmacy. Along with that, what are the specialized functions of the hospital pharmacy? Hospital pharmacy is going to support the medical care to achieve objectives and policies of the hospital. It is going to support by providing pharmaceutical services. It is going to support the medical care. Thereby, we can achieve the policies and objectives of the hospital. Right? And even the hospital pharmacy is also responsible to participate in functioning of all other departments also. Like earlier we discussed that how it is going to coordinate with the laboratory, how it is going to coordinate with the emergency services, like that. And even the hospital pharmacy is also responsible to coordinate with financial operational plan of the hospital. Okay, and even it is responsible to organize continuous educational program for physicians as well as nurses as well as pharmacists. Okay, hospital pharmacy is responsible to initiate and organize all these continuous educational programs. And even hospital pharmacy is also responsible to initiate safety programs in the hospital. As well as pharmacy is also responsible to estimate the requirements depending upon the type of department present in the hospital. What are the requirements for each department? Okay, the pharmacy should be in the position to estimate the requirements, annual requirements, monthly requirements, daily requirements. Based upon that, the pharmacy or the pharmacist is going to purchase all the requirements to run the medical care smoothly in the hospital. And the pharmacy is also responsible to provide quality medicines, and as well as it will promote the rational drug use in the hospital. The overall aim of hospital pharmacy is to improve the economical, clinical, humanistic outcomes of the patient. That is the overall aim, overall outcome. Okay, by providing pharmaceutical services, hospital pharmacy has to achieve this outcome. As well as it is responsible to promote safe and effective use of the medicines in the hospital. These are all the various functions of the hospital pharmacy. Okay, thank you. With this description, I am going to end my session. Okay, this is a complete overview of the hospital pharmacy. If you will go through the textbook, like you can easily understand the concepts behind the hospital pharmacy. It is very simple topic and very important topic for examination purpose. Thank you very much. I thank to AP Higher Education Board for providing this opportunity for me to give sessions over pharmacy practice subject. Thank you very much. Hello madam. మీ ఇష్టం మేడం, అంటే నాకైతే